Hello, hockey fans. Another night of hockey in the books, and a pretty good night of hockey it was. Treated us really well. If the Rangers would have snapped out a win, we would have been perfect. But the best bet was the Kings. We got that one right. The record goes to 5-8. Current 4-game winning streak. Regular picks are 51-28. Parlays sit at 7-13. We got the Rangers. The Rangers didn't hit. Nashville hit. The Rangers did not hit. Winnipeg did as well. It was a good day. It was a great Friday. Anyway, Saturday, November 6th, we've got 12 games on the board, so let's get through this. Tampa plays Ottawa. Ottawa 3-6-1. Current one-game losing streak. Matt Murray is confirmed to be in net for the Senators. Playing Tampa, who are 5-3-2 with an overtime decision. Andrei Vasilevsky listed to be in net. Ottawa had Vegas come to town last. They lost 5-1 to the Golden Knights. They're having some problems, losing 6 of their last 7 games. Drake Batherson, I think, is leading the club right now with 9 points in his last 5. Tampa, they also played on Thursday. They struck early, took a lead against Toronto, ended up losing the game 2-1 in overtime, though. It was their first loss in 4 games. Both teams with some bodies out of the lineups. The game before Toronto, Tampa played a good game against Washington, but they really didn't look good against Toronto. This is the first of 4 regular season games these teams are going to play. I like the home dog here. Home dog pays 2.55. Tampa pays 1.57. Heavily favored. I just don't see Tampa playing good hockey yet. They won some games, but yeah, Ottawa win the game. First pick, matinee game. Next game, one that everyone is looking forward to. Carolina against Florida. Florida is 9-0-1, current one-game winning streak. Bobrovsky is hurt. They say it's not serious day-to-day, but I believe we could see Spencer Knight in net for Florida. Carolina has Frederik Andersen listed. They're 9-0-0, current 9-game winning streak. Florida played a nice game against Washington on Thursday when they won the game 5-4 in overtime. Panthers have a 10-game point streak going right now. 10-game, point streak. Crazy. Carolina played a game against Chicago on Wednesday. It looked like they could be handed their first loss. They rallied back. They were down 3-1. They won the game 4-3. Frederik Andersen playing his best hockey, .949 save percentage and a 1.5 goals against average. 2 first-place teams here. And if you look at a lot of the statistics, they're very balanced. You look at goals against, Florida sits in second, Carolina in first, goals for. Florida's in third, Carolina's in second. Then things change a little bit, though. Power play, Florida 15th, Carolina 4th. Penalty kill, Florida 8th, Carolina 3rd. Face-off percentage, Florida 28th, Carolina 4th. I think Carolina's a little healthier. That's the edge. I think goaltending, edge Carolina, especially if the young guy Spencer Knight is in. I know the public money's all over Florida, but I'm going Carolina visiting team to win the game. Next game, the New York Islanders against the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg is 6-2-2, current 2-game winning streak. Eric Comrie listed to be in net for the Jets. The Islanders are 4-2-2, current 1-game winning streak. Sorokin has been playing really well. He could be in net, but I have a feeling Varlamov could play for this game. Jets turned a rough start to the season around, sitting in second now in the Central, playing here at a back-to-back after commanding 5-1 victory over the Blackhawks on Friday. 5 goals from 5 different players, which I really like to see. That's what happened against Chicago. And New York, they played on Thursday as well. In Montreal, defeated the Canadiens 6-2. Islanders are healthy. They got a 6-game point streak going. Brock Nelson with 4 goals in that game. I got to give the edge to the rest of the Islanders team. Trotz is going to have these guys ready. I've said it before, but Trotz is a good coach. Islanders to win the game. That's my pick. Another visiting team. Next one, we got Detroit against Buffalo. Buffalo 5-4-1, current 3-game losing streak. Craig Anderson listed to be in net against Detroit, who also has a 3-game losing streak going. 4-5-1 in their last 10. Alex Nedeljkovic listed to be in net. Buffalo, they ended their road trip with a stop in Seattle where they lost the game 5-2. Sabres, I think they're happy about their Eichel trade. I mean, they got a couple of good acquisitions and some picks. So now let's get back to business and win some hockey games. The Red Wings, they also lost their last game. They played 5-1 at the hands of Boston. And I think, they're going to be without Dylan Larkin, I'm pretty sure. So it's going to be tough against this Buffalo team. 2 struggling teams, and obviously one of their losing streaks are going to end here. This is the first of 4 regular season games these guys play. Vegas is split at 1.9 for either team. Doesn't matter who you pick. I'm going home team Buffalo to win the game. That's my pick. Next one, good game I'm looking forward to. Boston against Toronto. Toronto's 5-4-1, current 4-game winning streak. Jack Campbell listed to be in net. Boston is 5-3-0, current 2-game winning streak. Linus Ullmark confirmed to be in net. The Leafs on a roll with 4 wins, last one being an impressive 2-1 overtime victory over Tampa. On Thursday before that, 4-0 over Vegas. Matthews with 3 goals in his last 5. Marner with 7 points in his last 5. The Leafs sitting in first place in face-off percentage with 55.9%. Bruins off a 5-1 victory off Detroit. On Thursday, Patrice Bergeron with 4 goals in that game. And before that, a nice 3-2 win against Florida in overtime. And Boston, they like to control the face-off puck as well. I mean, they're sitting in third with 54.9%. I see a defensive, low-scoring game here, but I see Toronto edging out a win. I'm going home team to stay on a roll. That's my pick, Toronto. Next one, Vegas against Montreal. Montreal 3-7-0, current 1-game losing streak. Jake Allen listed to be in net against Vegas, who are 5-5-0, current 1-game winning streak. Robin Lehner listed to be in net. Montreal sitting in last place in the Atlantic. Another loss Thursday, 6-2 to the New York Islanders. Some good news for Montreal. Carey Price should be back with the club on Monday. Hopefully they get some traction off that. This club needs to get some traction. Vegas, they'll look to build off their 5-1 victory over Ottawa on Thursday. Everyone's talking about Vegas still being Vegas, and now they have Jack Eichel. 2 struggling teams. Vegas in 32nd, last place when it comes to the power play. They're sitting at a big fat 0. Canadians 31st in goals for, 31st in face-off percentage, 28th in penalty kill. If you think about that for a minute, you might want to put a bet on Vegas getting their first power play goal. If given the opportunity from Montreal sitting 28th in penalty kill, Vegas could get their first power play goal. Anyway, Vegas visiting team to win the game. That's my pick. Next one, Minnesota against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's 4-3-2 with a current 1-game winning streak. Tristan Jarry listed to be in net. Minnesota has Cam Talbot. They're 6-3-0 with a current 1-game winning streak. Penguins sitting in a 3-way tie for last place in the Metropolitan. They battled a 3-2 overtime win over Philadelphia in their last game. Still some holes in the lineup for Pittsburgh. I mean, Jarry's having a good season regardless of what the Pittsburgh record is right now. I think he's playing pretty decent. Minnesota, they won their last game against Ottawa 5-4 in overtime when they played at home before heading out to play this 1-game road trip against Pittsburgh. Goligoski is expected to be back in the lineup for Minnesota. Zuccarello and Pitlick, they should be back for Sunday's game because Minnesota is playing on a back-to-back. And this is the first of 2 games that these teams are going to play. Vegas is split again, 1.9 on either team. I'm taking Minnesota visiting team to win the game. Pittsburgh to lose, Minnesota to win. Next game, Philadelphia against Washington. Washington 5-1-4 with an overtime decision. Vitek Vanacek listed to be in net against Philadelphia, who has Carter Hart listed. They're 5-2-2 with an overtime decision. Washington coming off overtime loss to Florida on Thursday. Ovechkin with 5 goals in his last 5 games, 10 for the season, just on fire. Capitals sitting 5th in goals for, 3.6, and a lot of that has to do with Ovechkin and not a regulation loss at home yet. Philly lost on Thursday to Pittsburgh 3-2 in overtime. I like what I see from this club. I think they're trending in the right direction. I think they're playing better together, and Carter Hart is looking better every game, win or lose. Claude Giroux leading the team with 7 points in his last 5. This is a first of 4 games. Visiting is a dog here, 2.35. Washington favorite at home, 1.64. Over under set at 6. I like the visiting dog. Philly to win the game. Next game, Colorado and Columbus. Columbus 6-3-0, current 2-game winning streak. Elvis Merzlikins listed to be in net against Colorado, who are 4-4-1 with an overtime decision. Darcy Kemper listed to be in net. Columbus sitting in a tight Metro division. The 5 bottom teams in the Metro division are divided or spread apart by 2 points. That's it. Colorado sits in 6th in the Central. These teams played each other on Wednesday, and it was a Blue Jackets win, grinded it out, 5-4 overtime win. Patrick Laine, he's going to be out of the lineup, though, for Columbus, and I think that's going to be a piece they're going to miss. Max Domi out with COVID. Nothing new for Columbus. I mean, they've had a lot of bad luck when it comes to injuries. And on the other side, you have Colorado. They're going to have Mikko Rantanen back in the lineup, Andre Burakovsky back in the lineup, Devin Toews back in the lineup. They're going to look for a better result than what they had on Wednesday. They're favorite heavy, 1.58. Columbus 2.5 is the dog. I like the favorite here. Colorado to win the game, visiting team. That's my pick. Seattle against Arizona is the next game. Arizona still can't find a win. They're 0-9-1 in their last 10, 9 regulation losses. Scott Wedgwood now listed to be in net. Seattle has Grubauer listed to be in. They're 4-5-1 with a current 1-game winning streak. The Coyotes, they lost. They're last in the Central with 1 point after 11 games. They are back-to-back here. They played Friday and lost to Anaheim 3-1. And will Wedgwood be the answer to help them get their first win? I'm not sure. I don't think against Seattle. Seattle's been hot and cold, unpredictable. But again, another team trending in the right direction, winning 3 of their last 5. 5-2 over Buffalo, their last game. Eberle with the first Kraken hat trick. Seattle 1.64 on the money line. Arizona, the dog, of course, 2.35. I like Seattle here. Seattle to win the game. Next one, Rangers against Calgary. Calgary 6-1-3 with an overtime decision, 2 overtime decisions. Jacob Markstrom listed to be in net. Playing the New York Rangers, who are 6-1-3 as well with 2 overtime decisions. Igor Shesterkin listed to be in net. Calgary lost to Dallas 4-3 on Thursday, 4-3 in overtime. Before that, a 3-2 overtime loss to Nashville. 2 tight games. Before that, 6-game winning streak. No regulation loss in 8 games, 8-game point streak. They're playing good hockey. Playing the New York Rangers, who sit second in the Metropolitan Division. New York coming off a high-scoring 6-5 overtime loss to Edmonton. Back-to-back against another team from Alberta, Canada. Rangers lost to Vancouver. Before that, 3-2. Before the Edmonton game, it was an overtime loss as well. Both teams have 2 overtime decision records going. One of those are going to end. Tight games, 1-goal games. I realize it's a back-to-back for New York, but Shesterkin, he's going to be fresh. Calgary's falling into that trend where they're finding it hard to win at home again. I'm going to take the visiting dog here, which pays 2.2. Calgary pays 1.71. New York Rangers visiting team to win the game. That's my pick. Last one, the New Jersey Devils against the San Jose Sharks. San Jose 6-4-0, current 1-game losing streak. James Reimer listed to be in net. Mackenzie Blackwood in net for the Devils. They're 4-3-2 with an overtime decision. Sharks lost to St. Louis 5-3 on Thursday. Good hockey game. They were in the game the whole game. Score might not say it, but there's an empty netter involved there, and then a late go-ahead goal from St. Louis in the third. But it was a good game. James Reimer sitting with an impressive .950 save percentage and a 1.54 goals against average. New Jersey played a tough full 60 minutes of hockey in LA, ended up losing in overtime 3-2. Back-to-back here for the Devils on the road trip before heading home. Dougie Hamilton still listed as day-to-day. I don't think he'll be in the lineup. He could be. It's going to be a game-time decision. No odds out on this game yet, but I like the Sharks here heavy. Sharks is going to be my best bet. Parlays, I'm going to do 3 of them. I'm going to go New York, Rangers, Calgary under 5.5, and parlay that with the Seattle Kraken money line. Second parlay, Colorado, Vegas, both on the money line. Third parlay, Minnesota money line, and then the Boston, Toronto under 5.5. That's what I'm going to do. Regular picks: the Sharks over the Devils, New Rangers over Calgary, Seattle over Arizona, Colorado over Columbus, Philadelphia over Washington, Minnesota over Pittsburgh, Vegas over Montreal, Toronto over Boston, Buffalo over Detroit, the Islanders over Winnipeg, Carolina over Florida, and the dog, Ottawa over Tampa. Hope everyone's had a great start to the weekend. Hockey all day long Saturday. Pick a game, watch it, enjoy. Good luck with your picks. Thanks for watching. Talk soon.